My brother Mustafa Aljazairi was involved in a vehicle accident. His girlfriend did not make it. Her 5-year-old daughter did not make it. He was in a coma. When Mustafa Aljazairi woke up from a coma, he was in the hospital for almost just about 7 hours, 7, 8, 9 hours. When he was finally released from the hospital, he went home, and Investigator Drumm 2 days later reached out to my other brother, because I guess my brother's cell phone was in the vehicle that he got in the. So he didn't have his cell phone because his cell phone was in the vehicle that his vehicle that was involved in a vehicle accident. Investigator Drumm talked to him over the phone. My other brother just happened to record that conversation. After that conversation, it was almost a half an hour conversation with my brother. Later that night, a warrant was issued to my brother, and my brother was arrested. We retained a lawyer, and 4 months later, when the police report came out, we're reading through that police report, and we're reading the statement, the conversation that my brother had with Investigator Drumm, and we're comparing it. There's a lot of inconsistencies with the report, with the audio. So we're comparing the report with the audio, and then we find that Investigator Drumm wrote whatever my brother told him, he wrote the opposite. So we scheduled an appointment with Mustafa's defense attorney, Casey Stevens, and we sat down with the lawyer, and we went over that report. And we told our lawyer that, Mr. Stevens, this report is completely opposite from what my brother had told Investigator Drumm. And we had him listen to the audio and read that police report. And at the time, I was shocked because I didn't get any kind of reaction out of Mustafa's lawyer. But it didn't make sense. It just didn't sit right with me. It just didn't make sense. I've never been in a situation like this. So I kid you not, the whole night I'm researching until like 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm researching, what does it mean when a police officer falsifies a report? And I must have typed it in Google like so many different ways. Lie on the report, falsify a report. But finally, the research that I came up with, there's something called a Brady list. There's a Brady rule. And if a police officer lies on your report, he's not supposed to lie on your police report. So the next day, 5 o'clock in the morning, I woke up the whole entire family. I went to everybody in my family. I was like, there's this is what I'm finding out. You're not supposed to lie on a police report. There's something called a Brady list. And I must have, I kid you not, it's just, when you find something that doesn't make sense, and all of a sudden you're reading something, and it's just like, everybody's like looking at me like, what are you talking about? But when I finally explained it and blah, 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 the whole family is just, they're already upset. They're already seeing a police report that comes out is completely opposite. So the next day we schedule an appointment with the same lawyer, Casey Stevens, and I sit down with that lawyer and I tell him, I'm like, sir, Mr. Stevens, there's something that I'm finding that if you lie on a police report, it's a big deal. Mr. Stevens, we want to file a complaint. And all I get out of that lawyer, he's like, yep, it's a big deal. He's not supposed to lie on the report. But I don't recommend you filing a formal complaint. And to me, it doesn't make sense. I'm like, Mr. Stevens, why do you not recommend that we file a formal complaint about this investigator that is falsifying my brother's police report? And I kid you not, he tells me that it's going to embolden the prosecutor to protect its cop. I'm like, walking away from our defense lawyer that I paid that lawyer $47,000 out of my hard-earned money. Okay? $47,000. Okay? And Mustafa's lawyer is telling my family, is sitting there telling me that he doesn't recommend filing a formal complaint because it's going to embolden the prosecutor to protect his cop. So I walk away from that conversation. I'm thinking the cop is corrupt. So if the prosecutor is going to protect its corrupt cop, what the fuck does that mean? And what does that mean about what does it mean for a prosecutor to protect a corrupt? She's just as fucking corrupt. And my lawyer, for sitting there covering up and protecting that police officer, do you have a fucking relationship with that cop that you're protecting? Is my brother a fucking animal that you care so much about that investigator? He's a human being and my brother is a fucking animal. Is that what you're fucking telling me? But I believe there is a system in place that holds this cop accountable. And I'm making this public. And we've complained to a number of individuals, a number of entities, a number of organizations that they will hold that cop accountable. There is a system in place. There is a constitution that protects my brother. This is not a fucking jungle. There is a system in place. There is a rule. There's a constitution that protects you as an American fucking citizen. I didn't serve this country to come back and find out that we're living in a third world country. Okay? This is America. And there is a system in place. And the system will protect anybody from corrupt police officers. Investigator Drumm is a corrupt police officer. And prosecutor Sarah SAMI, she said she heard the audio, but she's not doing anything about it. She heard the audio and that report is falsified. My brother would say one thing and the investigator would write something completely different. And I hope that justice is served and whoever is in charge in Prince William County will look into this falsified report and bring justice to my brother Mustafa Aljazairi.